Hey everyone, and welcome to a new video from me, TechTale. If you're looking for a place for guides, series, and other fun content, leave a like down below and subscribe to my channel. Today's video is going to be money making equipment siphons. Just want to throw up a quick requirements page for this video. The skill requirements for this video are pretty standard for anything that requires invention. 80 smithing, 80 crafting, and 80 divination. These are required to unlock the invention skill in order to start disassembling items. If you are close to these levels, don't fear, you can get started with preparing for this money making even without unlocking invention. I will describe it a little bit more in the video. You can do about half of the content. You won't be actually making the money yet until you unlock invention, so it is strongly advised to work on these levels as soon as possible. Additionally, you're going to be making Slayer rings, so you either need to have unlocked the ability to make these or have 300 Slayer points in order to unlock it. An added bonus would be to have 27 invention already, but that isn't really required to start this money making method. The first thing that we're going to be doing is buying Slayer gems. This is obviously the part that requires 300 Slayer points to unlock the making of Slayer rings. You can only buy 600 Slayer gems every day, and it takes about 24 hours for the store to restock them. So even if you have not currently unlocked the invention skill, you should probably start buying the 600 Slayer gems a day, and I would advise you to start doing this daily as soon as you possibly can. It only takes about 10 minutes every day to get these gems, and you're setting yourself up to do the best AFK money making I've ever seen. Even if you don't plan on doing the rest of the guide right away, I would suggest doing this daily. You're going to want to go to Canifis and buy 300 Slayer gems from the Slayer Master there, as well as the Towerly Slayer Master. Quick side note, you should also be buying the Broad Arrowheads for about 100k profit a day with no time loss. I'm not going to insult your intelligence by describing how to bank items from a store, it's pretty self-explanatory. But I would like to mention that you will probably run out of run energy if you're doing this efficiently, so try to keep your weight down and have some energy potions in your bank in order to keep your run energy up. The next thing that you want to do is make those Slayer gems into Slayer rings. This does require 75 crafting, but so long as you already have the invention skill unlocked, you will already have this ready to go. To process those 600 Slayer gems into rings, just like every other jewelry item, you're going to need a gold bar for each, or 600 gold bars. The closest furnace to a bank is going to be in Lumbridge, but I sped this up even more by finding someone that was using a portable furnace, and that saved me quite a bit of run time in between the furnace and the bank. With concentration, making all 600 of the Slayer rings can be done in just under 20 minutes if you're using a portable, which saves a substantial amount of time. I plan to make a portable guide in the future, so if you want to see that, just subscribe down below. Minor side note, you do also make about 10,000 crafting XP a day from doing this. Although it seems like very minor amount of XP, I did manage to get virtual level 100 just by using this method. Next thing you're going to want to do is disassemble everything, which is way too complicated to do a voiceover of. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut you over to a live clip to show you what we're going to be disassembling. Okay, so now that we made the Slayer rings, all we have left to do is to disassemble all the items for the respective components, and then you will be able to make the equipment siphons. So, reason why we had the rings of slaying, obviously, were because of the precious components right here. One thing to mention though is you do get enhancing components, which are pretty valuable for making the augmenters. It's one of the best ways of getting those items too, so it's add a little bonus to using this method. As you can see from my pouch, I've been doing this quite a bit, and I have over 1,000 enhancing components just sitting in my bank. I can use them at any point I'd like for augmenters. The next component you're going to have to get is the dexterous component right here. The two items that I looked at to see which one was better is the U short bow and the magic short bow. Both of these give the same exact components. The only difference is the junk chance reduction right here. The magic short bow has a little bit lower junk chance reduction in exchange for being at a higher cost. Again, we have the same exact thing happening with simple components, the last thing that you need to make the equipment siphons. The simple components can either be gathered by Harlander tar or maple logs for a relatively similar GP per hour. The Harlander tar gives a lower junk chance reduction, and simple parts along with variable parts. Variable parts only come at a 1% chance, so it's very rare. On the other hand, the maple logs give a decently higher junk chance reduction at a very much lower cost per item, and give, again, mostly simple components, but a 1% chance of living components instead. I made a giant spreadsheet trying to figure out the best way of getting this, and as you can see from all of these, or from this spreadsheet here, I'll actually make it full screen for you all. I took in account all of the times for making the gems, making the rings, buying the gems, and as well how many components of the specific type you're going to need, and how many of each of these items that you're going to have to break down to match up with the 87 precious components that you get from Slayer rings. From the U short bow, you're going to have to break down 657 U short bows, which ends up being the best option. That's why I put a little star here. And the Harlander tar, you're going to have to break down 1,077 Harlander tars. Again, that ended up being the best option after I did all the math. So back to RuneScape. That leaves you with about 17.5 equipment siphons that you make from breaking down all those items. I did get a little bit extra just because I got lucky with the precious components. That's why I'm not doing this all by amount that I actually got, because you can get lucky or unlucky. I've gotten only 70 precious components sometimes from 600 Slayer rings, so you can get unlucky with this. But in the long run, you're going to end up with about 17.5, which came out to be 4.2 million. I did have to sell 18, so I have a little bit of extra money here, but it came out with 4.2 million GP that you actually gather.
Hey everyone, back to a voiceover. I was planning on just leaving the video with a live clip, but I realized that was kind of confusing, and I just threw a lot of numbers at you at a small period of time. So I made a quick summary video so that you could know the average items that you need to break down and for how much profit. You're obviously going to break down 600 Slayer rings, but on average you're going to need 1,077 Tarmin tar and 657 U short bows. This is going to cost you just under 1 million to buy all those items. You will end up with 17.5 equipment siphons for a total net income of 4,200,000 coins. Quick math and you end up with 3,200,000 coin profit. It should take you about 1 hour and 15 minutes for a profit of 2.5 million per hour, most of the time being extremely AFK, which is just insane profit per hour for an AFK method of money making. As always, if you enjoyed, like and leave a comment. And for more money making content, guides, and other fun videos, subscribe to me down below. As always, this has been a TechTale production. Have a wonderful day.